Good morning, everyone. I am SuperDerek, and it is time for your JRPG weekly update. Now, unfortunately, you've probably seen from the title that we've got a bit of bad news to go through today. So I hope you'll bear with me as we talk about the first headline of today. Nippon Ichi Software is in some dire financial situations right now, guys. I feel kind of bad for them. This is the second time this has happened in the last few years, but this time, well, I'm not really sure how they're going to pull through it. Last time they ended up canceling 3 games. Now with Disgaea 6 in the middle of development, I really hope that doesn't turn out to be one of the casualties this time around, but here is the story as of right now. Nippon Ichi Software, for those of you who aren't familiar, has a stellar reputation in Japan as being a great developer with a really just solid lineup of games. Most notably, probably the Disgaea series, but they're also known for their work on Rhapsody and also the Phantom Brave series. Well, they also not to be confused with Nippon Ichi Software of America, who they are a parent company of, but that's the localization branch here in the States. But that company is separate, and they're probably not really in the same exact bucket. Anyway, earlier this year, actually over the last couple of years, they've been working on developing Disgaea RPG, a mobile Disgaea game that had a really bad start. So bad of a start, in fact, that it was kind of closed down and delayed indefinitely, which is really bad news. And this whole delayed indefinitely thing caused their stocks to plummet, and, well, their reputation's kind of in the toilet at the moment, and as a result of all of that, well, now it seems like maybe they don't have funds to pay the salaries of the employees who they have working for them. And it's just a really bad situation all around. I feel really bad for them. I really don't know what they can do. I mean, right now they're kind of selling their stocks below market value in order to try to get a cash infusion to help pay off the people that have been doing all this work for them. But that will only last them so long, and that sort of devalues the stock for the people who actually are already investors. So, what can they do? I knew that mobile gaming would be the downfall of RPGs, but I didn't suspect that it would be this way. Well, anyways, we've also got some other bad news to talk about, so let's move on to talking about Studio Istolia, who, well, for those of you who aren't already familiar, we talked about this a couple of times ago, a couple of episodes ago. That was probably like a month ago last time we spoke about Studio Istolia and Project Prelude Rune. Well, Hideo Baba, for those of you who aren't familiar with him, he worked on the Tales series a long while back, but he was picked up by Square Enix to be the head of this new studio that they were going to be working on for a new game called Project Prelude Rune, and it looked pretty promising, but as it turns out, he ended up leaving about a month or so ago. Ended up leaving Square Enix, that is, citing some management problems that he disagreed with, and as a result, that kind of left this Project Prelude Rune up in the air. What was going to happen to it? Were they going to continue this development? And a lot of people were really interested in seeing this game come to its fruition. Well, it didn't look so good for a little while. Their social media accounts were being kind of shut down, their website got taken offline, and, well, finally Square Enix let out the news recently that Studio Istolia is, well, they're gone. And they're being dissolved into other branches of Square Enix, and the game is, in fact, canceled, unfortunately. And that kind of also raises some other questions. Did Hideo Baba leave Square Enix because of the way that he saw this was going? Like did he see that this game was going to be canceled and he left as a result? Or did they end up killing the game because Hideo Baba left? I would probably lean toward the former. Usually if somebody leaves the company, they'll find somebody else to step in, usually Tetsuya Nomura, but in this case, I don't know. I think they probably could have found somebody else to take the helm, but not this time. So yeah, I'm thinking Hideo Baba probably caught wind of what was going to happen and got while the getting was good. Maybe. Anyway, we got a release date update for AI, the Somnium files, or was that I? AI or I? I'm not sure. But anyways, the game was originally released, or planned to be released, in July 25th of this year, and that's been pushed back to December 17th. So if you were looking forward to that game, you got a little bit more time to save up for it. We also got a localization announcement for Mary Skelter 2, which is great. This is a first-person dungeon crawling RPG series. It is, well, about to be a series when this game gets released. And yeah, for those of you who didn't get a chance to play it on PlayStation Vita, that is Mary Skelter 1. If that happened to pass you by, this is also a good chance for you to get into the series, because Mary Skelter 2 will include an updated version, a port, maybe a remaster of Mary Skelter 1 alongside the release of Mary Skelter 2 on Nintendo Switch. So this is, I mean, if you're a first-person dungeon crawling type of person and you missed Mary Skelter 1, keep your eye out for that, because this is going to be a pretty good deal, right? 2 games for the price of 1, basically. We do have some new games that are coming out this week, including the big one here, Atelier Lulua, the Scion of Ireland, which is coming to PC, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch. Heroine Anthem 0, Episode 1, is coming to it's coming to PS4 and Nintendo Switch. And then lastly, Sword Art Online Hollow Realization Deluxe Edition is coming to Nintendo Switch this week as well. So it was kind of a short one, kind of a sad one, but I really wanted to talk about some of the news that's been happening. And, well, what do you guys think? In the meantime, here's the question of the week that I missed last week, but we'll talk about it this time. What is your JRPG comfort food? What game can you always come back to and just find yourself enjoying, no matter how many times you play it? What just brings you back to being a kid again when you play your RPGs? For me, it's always been Earthbound. I could play through and have played through Earthbound numerous times, and it just reminds me every single time about why I love this series, why I fell in love with JRPGs in general. Anyways, guys, I'm SuperDerek, and this was all news to me.